Hello and welcome to week 10 in Sociology and Technology, and we are taking on chapter 10, looking at artificial intelligence. Finally getting to this topic, certainly a hot topic in our society right now, globally, what we're going through in terms of trying to understand this rapidly developing technology. Certainly some concerns and fears, but also opportunities that this presents. So the discussion, actually, I've divided the discussion into 3 topic areas, and what I'm going to be asking you to do is to pick one. You can do all of them if you want. Pick at least one, and in each post, just focus on the one. If you're going to do more than one, do separate posts for those, just so we can kind of isolate these ideas. Very similar to the assignment that I'm going to be giving you for this is also, I'm asking you to look at AI in terms of bias and fairness, transparency and accountability, and then privacy and surveillance. These are kind of the, not necessarily like pros and cons, but areas in which there are concerns regarding AI. My expectation is that you have some notions about AI in these areas, that you will read some external sources about those areas and then comment on them. It is not enough simply to say what you think. That's important, but it's supposed to be, needs to be within this kind of forum, informed by data. So it's important that you go look at things out there that are talking about AI, see the balanced discussion on each one of these, and then bring that information into the class. It enriches the class. This is a very rapidly moving object, so whatever I put in the course book is just the tip of the iceberg. I then ask you some multiple choice questions. I won't list them out, you'll see them there, multiple choice about AI. And then the assignment, where this assignment this is a research assignment, and I want you to cover all 3 topics. The first is AI and culture. And remember, in this class, we're defining culture as the norms, values, and expectations. That's the non-material culture. And then, of course, material objects, material culture. What is AI's impact upon that? So values, norms, and expectations. Think about those things. Then we look at AI in a global context. And in this sense, I want you to think about maybe some inequality, because of course anything with computers is not evenly distributed across the entire world population. Some people have access, some people don't. How will that affect power? How will AI affect the normative ways in which power is understood? Let's say we have the United Nations, which is supposed to serve as a way for all the nations to get together and work out international problems, but yet we have international companies that impact world affairs with artificial intelligence, and they've been doing that for years. This is not a new problem, but they're not necessarily called to task by other countries. They're sort of these international conglomerates of whatnot. And then finally, AI in the arts and entertainment. Each one of these, I want you to address maybe a page for each one, put bold titles, make this easy for me to grade. Just put bold titles for each one of these, your thoughts with references to what you are researching out there about each one of these topics. I expect to see sources of information on each one of those topics. So this is a research project. And lastly, I want to tell you about I've been reading up myself on AI, and here is my current favorite book. This is AI Snake Oil, What Artificial Intelligence Can Do, What It Can't Do, and How to Tell the Difference. Extremely cool, interestingly written paper by 2 computer scientists who are deeply into artificial intelligence. I highly recommend getting that book. primarily focuses on the difference between generative AI and predictive AI. Generative AI, they don't really have too much problem with that. Predictive AI, very different, and it's been around for a long time. And that's one of the things, we think about this as being new. The generative idea, like ChatGPT and those kinds of tools, the generative one made its public debut pretty recently. Predictive AI has been around for quite some time, and there's always been problems with it. Now, predictive AI would be, for example, out of this book is there's companies that sell programs that are used to determine what kind of prison or what kind of sentencing should go to an individual, and those have proven to be very unreliable, even though they're still being used. They use them in hiring, even though those have been proved to be very unreliable, and they're still in use. So those kinds of tools that have actually snuck in under the radar, they're around. They're all over the place already. Are creating quite a stir, and that the book does an incredible job looking at all these issues and kind of getting just enough into the technical that you kind of get this sense of what is AI and how does it get created, and how is it similar, but how is it different than human intelligence. So very, very cool book, very, very interesting and very impactful part of our society right now. So there we go. That's it for this week. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.